Hello everyone! This will be our 7th video on how to integrate multi-agent systems with AI for process and efficiency analysts to make their jobs easier.
Hello. I'm going to tell you something that happens to us more often than I'd like. Sales wants one thing, IT goes another way, and training doesn't find out about the changes until the last minute. Everyone does their own thing, but it seems like no one is pulling together. And in the end, what should be a collaborative effort becomes a kind of poorly assembled puzzle.
That has a name: silos. And yes, it's one of the main enemies of coordinated growth. That's why the system has an agent dedicated exclusively to preventing it, the Interdepartmental Collaboration Agent. This agent not only detects these disconnects, but also acts to anticipate them before they become a bigger problem.
And how do you avoid this? Because in the end, each department has its own time frame, its own priorities, its own language. And no one has time to translate or synchronize everything.
That's precisely why this agent exists. His job is to ensure that all departments involved in a project work in a synchronized and harmonious manner. He identifies critical points where there may be a lack of coordination and proposes solutions before the project derails. And he doesn't do it alone. He has 3 sub-agents who support him and are specialized in different tasks.
Who are those 3 agents?
First, the project coordinator. This sub-agent is responsible for assigning tasks, defining timelines, and managing deliverables across departments. If it needs to deliver something before sales implements it, he or she organizes it, adjusts the dates, and follows up. He or she also reviews available resources and relocates efforts if he or she sees something will be delayed.
So it acts like a centralized PM, but automatic. And with a complete view of the chessboard.
Exactly. And without relying on a single person to remember everything or having to be behind each team to ensure it's completed. It has perfect project memory and a real-time replanning capability that's impossible for a human. Then there's Goal Alignment AI.
And what does that do exactly?
Compare what each area is doing with the overall objectives of the strategic plan. Detect if any team is diverting efforts to tasks that aren't contributing, if there are duplications, or if the KPIs being used aren't consistent with the expected results. And if something isn't right, propose adjustments to get everyone back on the same page.
That's pure gold. Because often the problem isn't what's being done, but rather that each person measures success with a different tool. And so it's impossible to assess the real progress of a project.
Absolutely. This sub-agent ensures everyone is working toward the same goals, with clear and shared metrics. It also generates automatic reports that allow you to quickly identify who is out of alignment and why. And finally, there's the meeting bot.
A bot that runs meetings? That sounds somewhere between weird and promising.
Yes, it schedules interdepartmental meetings when it detects blockages, dependencies between teams, or shared decisions that require coordination. It automatically generates the agenda based on context and priorities, moderates the session with resolution-oriented questions, and at the end, delivers minutes with agreements, responsible parties, and deadlines. And most powerful of all, it then tracks the execution of each point.
That would be great for us. Because often we meet, talk, and then no one really knows what to do. Or we remember things and they just get lost in the air.
With this agent, that doesn't happen. Every meeting generates action. Every decision is recorded and associated with specific tasks. And each assigned task is followed through until it's completed. No more unproductive meetings.
So this agent makes sure everyone is aligned, connected, and executing clearly, with no excuses and no gray areas.
That's it. There are no longer isolated departments. There's a collaborative work system where each area understands its role within the group. The system fosters shared responsibility and transparency, which are key to sustained growth.
I like it. Because most of the errors aren't technical, they're due to a lack of coordination, misunderstandings, and what no one said but everyone assumed. And this solves the root causes. Not with more control, but with more distributed intelligence.
Exactly. This agent is like a digital orchestra conductor. It doesn't play any instruments, but it makes sure all the musicians play when they should and with the right intensity. And with that, you know all the main agents in the system. What follows now, if you will, is for us to delve into the sub-agents, those who do the specialized, fine-grained work behind each main function, the cogs that keep everything moving.
Let's get to it. Because if these agents are the structure, I want to know more details about the agents behind the scenes, moving every cog in the wheel. They're the ones who turn a good idea into concrete results. I'd like to speak with someone to clarify a few specific questions I have about specific processes in my company. Can you put me in touch with someone?
Of course. If you have any questions or suggestions, just contact our expert Antonio Fresco Navaturrada on LinkedIn. He'll be able to answer any questions you may have. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to stay informed about how artificial intelligence can help improve the lives of people in companies.